Hi, this is the first of hopefully many videos on my new YouTube channel. I had a question from David in Spain who was saying that he was struggling a little with his kick. So I looked at his videos and I could see the problem. And I thought, well, this is a problem that quite a few people in Wing Chun have. We're not going to look at all the kicks today. We're just going to have a look at the basic front kick position and look at the hip and the mechanics. Everything you see today, you should be able to logically think, will that work? You should be able to reproduce it yourself, and you should be able to test it. If anybody tells you anything on YouTube that you can't do those three things too, forget it. Okay, Anthony. This is Anthony. Introduce Anthony. What the problem is with these kicks is that people will stand in this sort of position and they will sink their weight in Wing Chun because they want to sink their weight in order to be here, in order to control the other person to strike them. But what often they do that is they will put their hips back. Now if you imagine the plane of the hips being back, it's restricting the kick. So anything I try and do with my hips back, I fight against the hips to lift my legs, and I have to engage my hips in order to make it work. So, first of all, people fight the position. Second is that they will think, well, okay, I need to chamber my kicks. So they will chamber their kicks by putting their hips too far forward and transferring the weight onto their back leg. Now, if I now kick from this, lift my leg from this position, I can lift it, no problem. But Anthony's just going to move into this kick, and look what happens to my body. I'm going to bounce off and go backwards. And I call this pedestaling. So you're putting yourself on a pedestal. Now, in order to show you the best way in which to free the hips and not get pushed backwards, I'm going to do a little demonstration from Muay Thai. Now Muay Thai, their front kick is the teep. And the way that they make it work, and we'll stand back a little bit further, is they use much more momentum than Wing Chun. So what they'll do is they'll be at this position here, and they will literally push forward as they pull the arm back, and they will rock onto this toe here. So they're counterbalancing here. So it becomes that. So it becomes there. So it counterbalances through. So I don't fall backwards. Now I've heard people say that if you put the weight through the toe, you'll fall backwards, but it's a little bit like a bullet or an arrow. You don't need the weight through it because of the momentum. I'm just tapping Anthony here, and accuracy is more important. So if I'm here, I'm engaged and move like that, and I do my teep there, I push him backwards. Yeah? I can do it really high because I'm releasing the hips. Now, Wing Chun, we look at being in a position where we sink the weight more, because we want to be here. And if we lose the bridge, or we push them back, we want to be able to kick instantly. So rather than dropping the hips back, which I said before is a restriction here, what we do is we sink down, and the hip line follows, and the back sinks in. So instead of having momentum as our counterweight, as in the Muay Thai teep, what we're going to have instead is we're going to have sinking down as our counterweight. We're not going to pedestal on the back foot, even if we throw it on the front one. I'm going to throw it on the back one to start with. So what I'm going to do is the same thing here, and I'm in this position, and I'm going to chamber. Can you see it? I will chamber my kick there. I can either lift it straight off the floor, sorry about that, or I can cycle it higher if there's a guard in the way. But what I've done here, look, is I've chambered my kick, and when I chamber my kick, rather than leaning back, I will sink my spine down, so I'm creating weight into this area. I've still got this shape of the leg. I've still got the same sort of shape that I've got in Muay Thai. And when I deliver off this leg, I still create the same shape on this leg. So if I'm here, like so, I'm going to go back forwards too, so be careful. So if I've lost the bridge, moved him backward, lost the bridge here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to engage, kick to control. So again, just go back from Anthony. Watch the mechanic. Here I release the hip, I sink, the hip goes forward, and back. Now there's no pedestaling. Now I can do it off the back leg as well. I wouldn't just stand on the back leg, to be fair. Always kick when you're moving. Static kicking is rubbish. So here, look, the same thing is if I move forward to here. There, look, I do the same thing. I've chambered and I've sunk, but my foot can come up. So there's no pedestaling. It's here, look, there. Boom. Here with Anthony, moving back, there's my kick, and there's my strikes. You see that a lot in Wing Chun, the pedestal. I must make my position, I must fall backwards. It's terrible. So get used to the idea of being independent. Get used to the idea of having your hip move to where you want it to be. Your hip will move through. Control. Your body will sink down. I'll tell you something for nothing now. If I've got somebody at distance and I want to expel them into the middle of the road or into a spear through a mirror, I would be doing the Muay Thai one. Because I would be, boom, and over they go. But that's not Wing Chun, and that's not maintaining the control. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you like it, please subscribe. There'll be many more to come. Thank you.